The rope burns where it circles her wrists, and Princess Cassia of Pontus can feel the coarse hemp cutting into skin that has never known anything rougher than silk. It is September 63 BCE, 9 days since her father, King Mithridates V, knelt in chains before General Lucius Cornelius, and 26-year-old Cassia now kneels in stable filth at the edge of a Roman military camp near the Black Sea. The stench of animals fills her lungs. Through the wooden wall she hears her sisters, 19-year-old Leodis and 18-year-old Nisa, making sounds that are not quite screams but the high keening of terror that comes before screaming. They have seen what is being prepared for them, and their minds cannot process what it means. Until 9 days ago, Cassia was the jewel of her father's court, educated in Greek philosophy and Persian poetry, betrothed to an Armenian prince whose alliance would have doubled Pontus' power and created an empire stretching from the Caucasus to the Euphrates. Now her ceremonial robes hang in tatters, her hair matted with dried blood from a wound no one has bothered to clean, and Roman soldiers move around her with the casual efficiency of men performing routine work. They are checking ropes, adjusting equipment, leading massive cavalry stallions into the adjacent stalls where her sisters are bound. She is not a person to them. She is a component in the apparatus they are constructing. Every kingdom that bordered Rome knew about this punishment. It was whispered in palaces, used as a warning to those who considered resistance. The Romans had many names for it depending on which commander ordered it and what purpose it served. Sometimes it was spectacle performed before armies to demonstrate the consequences of defiance. Sometimes it was conducted privately in camps where only soldiers witnessed what occurred. But it always involved the horses, animals selected for size and temperament, and it always involved women bound in ways that left them utterly defenseless. It always ended the same way. Through gaps in the wooden slats, Cassia can see her sister Leodis tied to a post in the center of the stall, her arms pulled behind her, forcing her body into an arch, her face streaked with tears. Beyond her, little Nisa trembles so violently that Cassia can see the vibrations from 30 feet away. In each stall, a handler holds one of the massive war horses, and these men know exactly what the animals will do when released to ward-bound and helpless women. General Crassus enters, perhaps 50 years old, his weathered face bearing the marks of decades of campaigns. His eyes move over the scene with the practiced assessment of someone inspecting equipment rather than witnessing the preparation for atrocity. The youngest first, he says to an officer beside him. 18 is old enough, and her screams will help motivate the others. Something shifts inside Cassia. The paralyzing fear does not disappear, but it recedes, pushed aside by something older and stronger. She has protected her sisters her entire life, teaching Leodis to read when tutors gave up, holding Nisa through nightmares after their mother died. She has been their shield against court politics and the thousand small cruelties that palace life inflicted on royal daughters. She will not stop now. General Crassus, she says, her voice steadier than expected, cutting through the ambient noise. I would speak with you. What you need to understand is that this punishment was not random sadism but calculated terror designed to serve specific Roman military purposes. By 63 BCE, Rome's eastern conquests had created a persistent problem. The kingdoms of Asia Minor, Pontus, Bithynia, Cappadocia, and Armenia were not tribal societies easily conquered and forgotten. They were sophisticated civilizations with ancient dynasties and populations that remembered independence and resented subjugation. Keeping them conquered required more than military victory. It required psychological annihilation. Royal women were particularly important targets because of what they represented. In the ancient world, dynasty continued through women as much as men. A captive princess could be ransomed and bear sons who would claim their grandfather's throne, or married to a rival king who would use her bloodline to legitimize his own claims. Even as prisoners, royal women remained potential threats to Roman control. The punishments inflicted on them were designed to eliminate this threat permanently, not through execution, which created martyrs, but through degradation so complete that the women themselves became symbols of the futility of resistance. The horses served multiple functions within this system. They were available in any military camp, required no special equipment, and created visual imagery that witnesses would never forget and would share with others, spreading the message of Roman dominance far beyond the immediate audience. Cassia understands all of this as she makes her offer. Take me instead, she tells Crassus, all of it. Whatever you planned for them, do it to me. All 3 portions of punishment concentrated on one body. I am older, stronger, I will last longer, the spectacle will be greater. She watches him calculate, weighing entertainment value against her additional proposal. She has information, she tells him, the locations of treasure her father hid before the final battle, the names of Roman officers he bribed during the war, intelligence that could make Crassus's career. Give me my sister's genuine safety, not death in a different form, and I will give you everything I know. When Crassus says he could simply torture the information from her, she responds that she was raised in a court where poison was served at every meal, and she knows how to die quickly when she chooses. Torture her and he gets nothing. Accept her offer and he gets wealth beyond what this campaign has already provided. She watches the calculation happen in real time. Romans are not sentimental, but they are ambitious, and ambition can be leveraged. You understand what you are offering to endure, Crassus says slowly. It will not be quick. It will not be private. My officers have earned entertainment. And your sisters will watch. They will watch what you endure for them and know what they have been spared. If you want to understand what Roman victory actually meant for those who experienced it as defeat, if you want to know the stories that 2,000 years of historical sanitization deliberately obscured, subscribe now, because what happens next will show you the arithmetic of sacrifice that Roman captivity forced upon its victims. Cassia agrees to his terms with one final demand. Send her sisters to Rome, to a household that will treat them as guests rather than slaves. Let them live out their lives in comfort, even if it is comfort in exile. This is what she is buying with what she is about to endure. Crassus smiles, and his smile is worse than anything she has seen from him so far. You love them, he says. Truly love them. That is rare in royal families. Then we have a bargain. He orders the younger two released from their preparations and brought to witness, and orders the eldest prepared for extended use. The words land with physical weight. Extended use means not a single horse, not a single session, but multiple animals over multiple days. Whatever duration Crassus decides will provide adequate entertainment for his officers. But Leodice and Nisa will live. They will be safe. They will grow old in Rome while she endures whatever is coming. It is enough. It has to be enough. What Cassia could not have known as she knelt in that stable making her impossible bargain was that her story would be whispered in palaces across the eastern provinces for generations afterward, not as a tale of Roman cruelty but as something more complex and more terrible. A story about the choices that powerless people make when all choices lead to suffering, about the mathematics of sacrifice when you must decide which horrors to endure so that others might be spared. In the comments below, tell me what you would have done in her place, because the truth is none of us know what we would choose until we kneel in the dirt with rope burns on our wrists and hear the sound of those we love, making the high keening noise that comes before screaming.